Hey everybody, welcome back to Total War Arena. This time we're playing as Germanicus on Elpis. This is a pretty good match. I had a lot of fun playing this one. It actually required me to split up my guys, not so much. It was mostly because I once again found it important for me to take towers because no one was taking the damn towers. But here we are. I'm rolling with spears. I have a lot of spearmen with me, and we do have ballista on our side, and the enemy does have some siege. So this was a game where I was like, I kind of want to go aggressive. I really want to go aggressive. I want to be killing absolutely everything, rolling face. That was my goal. And this is a pretty good commander to do it with all of his defensive skills, and his heavy charge is a fantastic offensive skill. It's great. He's a really good general. I can't say enough good things about him. He's a lot of fun to play. So here we see some cavalry coming in right away, and we got spears for days just all over. I think the cavalry spotted him. I know they spotted me, but I think they spotted him going into the reeds there. But maybe they didn't. So I was gonna try and like kind of push him over that way, and they do. And he engages and kind of shows. I could have sworn he was gonna run into the grass, but I think he sees them on the very edge there, so it causes them to turn. So we actually have to play catch up to go grab the guy, which is kind of annoying. But this guy's smart. He doesn't bunch up all his guys. I'm being real dumb, so I'm getting hit by freaking artillery with all of my guys stacked on top of each other. So I think I just start running guys into the grass, and then I start splitting. But see, the cavalry's rushing our light artillery right there, and they're gonna get a little bit wrecked, but there's swords there to protect them a little bit. He's with a group of 3 players in a team, so they're working together pretty well. This is another game I played earlier today where there was a 3-man team on the enemy side, and they wrecked us so hard. I wanted to upload it, but I'm trying to get... There is a way to get replays to work where you can see without the fog of war, but it's really buggy, so I'm trying to figure that out. FYI. It's on the Total War Arena forums if you want to check out how to do it. If you play this game and would like to see your replays of the entire map, just to see what the enemy did to either ruin you or allow you to ruin them. But we're going to take out this cavalry while his spears that he left behind are actually screening off these other dudes coming from behind, which is very nice. It's very good he did that. But this guy brings more cavalry. This guy just sends all of his cavalry at us, and like, I don't know, I think he just really wanted to kill the light artillery, but he ends up sacrificing just everything, which is an interesting strategy. Needless to say, he actually doesn't successfully kill all of them. I think he doesn't kill any of them, if I remember correctly. But at this point, we have control the tower in the middle. There are a few units in the woods up there, but we have a lot more guys up there, so we end up rolling over them over there. And on this side, as you can see, there's not that much resistance. There's just the cavalry coming in, and they have their artillery set up on this side. So we have to start moving up and trying to get at that, because that's pretty key. If we have a lot of soldiers on this side of the map, is to take out their artillery as soon as we can. But this is where I start splitting up my guys. I decide I want to take this tower because I don't know if they're coming through the woods on the right, because they're coming through the woods on the left. And previous to this, there was a match where we were completely winning and there was no way we were going to lose, and then they ninja capped our base, and I was so mad. So this is why I'm taking this tower for sure. And see, I see these cavalry here, so I move my other spears up there in case they decide to come back. Then maybe want to charge right into my spears, because that often happens when someone just blindly clicks somewhere on the map and just goes and looks somewhere else. They'll sometimes run right into you, and that actually happens later in this match. Not with cavalry, but with something. So we have our ballista up here. I was just actually seeing if they're actually firing, and they are. They're engaging enemies. I like to. It's good not to be a dick about it, but if you have someone manning artillery and they're not firing into the fog of war, and you want to like maybe message them, be like, hey, you can use alt to manually target if you want to keep firing. There's one player who was accidentally friendly firing our entire team, and he actually really appreciated the tip of alt to auto, to manually aim, and H to hold fire. And after that, we actually won, even though he killed like maybe 2 units of our team. So that was pretty hilarious. But we got this cavalry are engaged in this tall grass here. So now I'm just racing to catch up. This guy, my main unit, I'm just gonna have sit there. I was planning on moving it over there earlier, like right around now, and I think I actually accidentally clicked over there at some point. But I decided against it for now because there's still stuff happening kind of near the middle, and we have the tower, so I don't have to go over there yet. So I'm just catching up. We're doing pretty good on this side. They have their siege just like kind of chilling, not even up on the hill, so I think the cavalry cleans that one up a little bit. I don't know if he kills them because those swords come in, but that's where we're all headed over here after we clean up these swords in the tall grass. Once again, it's pretty excellent that the guy left his spears there because that screening allowed us to kind of like have free reign of that whole area of the map. Because once swords are engaged with spears, it's kind of hard for them to get away. Especially if they're using a commander that has charge, or any kind of charge ability, they can just recapture them just immediately. So see, we have our light artillery just hiding in the grass right there. He doesn't want to get inside their tower range, which is why he's just chilling. And there's still some skirmishing up in basically the center of the map. Little right center of the map, but it's nothing too big. I'm pretty sure they cleaned up a majority of the guys in those woods. It seemed like there was a lot. Ended up not being so much, unless they just really rolled them, and I think they did. There's just this little skirmish here. I think he starts firing into his own guys, because he's like, I don't want those swordsmen anyway, and just starts shooting javelins at them. But anyway, here comes our cavalry once again to try to make another strike, but those swordsmen are doing a pretty good job of keeping them away. And I'm moving up, our jabs are moving up. Our spears, I think, are going to the left directly towards the base, but we want to take out this artillery up here. We definitely want to clear the tower at all costs, because that is a huge advantage. If they can't see anything, they can't see you, which is very nice. They do have all these archers up here on this ridge. He's actually moving them there right now. The thing is, if you stand directly beneath the ridge, not all of the archers can hit you, which is nice to know. So I don't really care about that, because see, they're actually firing down. As soon as the cavalry moved far enough away from the ledge there, they started engaging them. So if you just hug the side of that cliff, they can't actually fire down upon you. I don't even think they can see you, technically. Maybe they can. I'd have to test that. But here I'm coming up. I'm just going to charge this guy. I don't think I actually hit him with the charge. I just wanted to move out of the way before those arrows start hitting me in the back. Because, you know, I see a lot of players when they're trying to engage the enemy, and they see a lot of archers. They'll see like one melee unit that they want to take out with their melee unit, but then see a ton of archers. They just run, and you shouldn't. You should engage the melee, because once you're in a battle, that guy's going to be screaming at his teammates to not fire at him with the archers, so you're pretty safe, actually. What you want to watch out for is someone coming from behind, another melee coming from behind, or a cavalry coming from behind. That's what'll mess you up, not the archers once you're actually engaged. If you have any kind of charge ability, you can get into close combat pretty simply. It's not too tough. But yeah, we're clearing out that tower pretty easily. My spears are just chilling. I think I move them to the tower. I should have been moving them already, but I'm being bad. In my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to charge all the way up there. So that I finally click the tower, and we're routing these guys from up on this hill. So now that unit of mine is going to be able to just come on down to that base and start wrecking face. There's not that many people there. There are some guys hiding in the long grass there in the entrance, and they're also in the fog of war, so even if, you know, they weren't in the long grass, we wouldn't see them yet. But I'm trying to run and help my friends.
Increase the pressure.
Moving in the middle. I'm still holding my one unit on the back tower. At this point, I probably could have moved him up, but like I said, in the previous game before this, we got ninja'd. So I was just like, nope. I'll just outplay these guys with one unit. I'm fine. So I get a nice charge off on these guys. So satisfying. They lose morale very fast. They get shocked, so they move slower, so they can't run away, even if they lose all morale. I love that ability so much. So we just kind of swarm. My buddy comes in. I believe they're firing fire artillery at us. I think there's some up there on the far hill somewhere. Maybe in the back? That could even be ours, but I think we only had ballista, if I remember right. We had ballista and the smaller siege engines.
Increase the pressure.
So there we go. See, I had clicked to go to the tower, and this guy had clicked. This guy's a CPU, and someone clicked him to go past me. So we just run into each other, and I happened to look right as we were passing. So we weren't even fighting each other, and I just like click attack. I'm like, kill him! Do a pretty good job of cleaning him up. our siege was actually moving up to get to a better position, and his defenses were right there. So we get the prince of this guy and take him out pretty easily. Pretty good timing. That wasn't planned for sure, but it worked out. It worked out for the best. So here we go. We still have some cav in there. It's not a very large cav force going after their, well, it's a tiny archer force, so they'll probably clean them up. And they barely got anything left in here. So I see that we are outnumbered there in the middle. It's one spear, one blue spear against 2 red sword, and then he has some jabs up on the hill. So I decided, instead of rushing right in, that I'm not going to do that because they're going to clean them up. They're going to rout. So I decided to go around because I know they're going to come after the swordsmen in their base. Like, that's a given. But in case they want to like get into a choke point or something, or come through the entrance of the base so they can get a harder, it's hard to explain. They want to have as many sides around them, not full of enemies as possible, so that it's actually good to fight in the entrance of your base sometimes, especially when you have nowhere to run. Because you see, I'll charge this guy, I'll drain his morale so fast, bash him, now he's routing, and where's he gonna run? He's in his base. So he doesn't actually run anywhere, he just dies and doesn't fight back. So if you can fight at the mouth of your base, sometimes out of the ring, you can actually, if you rout, you'll actually be able to run to the middle of your base again. It's kind of weird. I've been experimenting with it. It's not 100% all the time, but sometimes you can actually route back to your base and force them to come in. And then if, you know, that way you're blocking off 2 angles of attack, but once you rout, they have to come in to more of your allies, and hopefully they'll have time to get there, if that makes any sense. But anyway, we're cleaning up these guys fighting in the water. It's a cool little pool party we have going there. And we have jabs set up, and I don't know if that's the second sword. No, it's probably the same guy. We just haven't been killing him, because I don't know, it's spears versus spears, so spear versus spear takes freaking forever. But now we got jabs on him. Start to try and chase him out. I didn't notice those spikes in the ground, in the grass. I don't remember if I walk into them or not. I don't think I do, but there's a bunch of traps laid in the grass right there. You can't see it right now, but trust me, they're there. I remember almost running into them, if not running into them. But yeah, they're getting pretty well cleaned up. Surround them again. Easy peasy. Yeah, that was a fun little match. You know, there was some good fights happening. Got some charges off. Got engaged pretty hard at some points. We lost quite a bit of guys. It was not a landslide victory. You know, it was actually kind of close at some parts, but we persevered. We persevered in the end. We did fine. So now it's pretty much just cleanup duty, and not a lot going on. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out how to make the replays work. And how you do that is you have to make a custom user script for Total War, set it up to run in, I think it's called practice mode. So when you launch the game, it just launches directly into a replay. And then you can turn off the fog of war. You can actually switch and look at the enemy's like sightline for their fog of war. But it screws a whole bunch of things up. It screws up the team colors, and it also screws up, oh, I think I do run into the traps here. Or he's trying to bait me into traps, I don't remember which. He's running out that way because there's traps. Well, anyway, it basically screws up everything. Like, if the barbarian commander, Arminius, if he uses his change the color of my... Oh, there they are. If he uses his ability that changes the color of his units to the other team, it bugs out and it stays that color. So then when you're still watching the replay, you'll see blues fight blues or reds fight reds, and it's really distracting. So, yeah, hopefully they actually make a good replay feature, because... I don't know, that'd make casting this whole lot easier, because as it is, I kind of have to only cast or show off games that I win. Otherwise, the match is short. There's a couple where I just get stomped right away, and those aren't really fun to watch because you can't see the enemy perspective of what they're doing. All you see is all our guys dying and our vision slowly shrinking down to nothing, and you don't really get a sense of what's going on. But yeah, hopefully they add a replay feature, man. I mean, the game, the game generates replays as is. That's how I can make them work already. I'm not doing anything wizardry. I'm just anything magical. Whenever you play a game, it actually generates a replay file in the app data. So yeah. But anywho, thanks for watching. That's Germanicus. He's a fun general. I can't remember the name of the other general who was kind of hidden, but I'm gonna start playing the hidden general. You'll know what I mean when I post the video. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.